In this video, we are going to discuss how you can score better in your CS exams by using the legal maxims in your answers.
Let's begin with the next legal maxim. We will be dealing with the legal maxim and its meaning, explanation along with examples, language of origin, and how you can use this particular maxim in your exam. Before we proceed, please download the Ekcel Academy app, which is available on the Google Play Store for all the company secretary students. The legal maxim that we have chosen for today is prima facie. What does prima facie mean? When you literally translate it, it means at first sight or on the face of it. When you look at something, you have some impression in your mind, and that is called prima facie. So it means on the first view before any further examination. It can be defined as based on the first impression or self-evident. Whenever you look at something, the first impression or the first sight, you have some thought in your mind which is called prima facie, and then no further examination or further documentation is required to prove that particular point. Let's have a detailed explanation for the same to understand better. So what is prima facie? It is anything that is sufficient to establish a fact or raise any presumption unless it has been disproved or rebutted. That means to say, whenever you see a document that is prima facie sufficient to establish a fact, then no further documents or supporting documents are required to establish the credibility until it is disproved or rebutted by some other evidence. So as stated, there is no need for further support to establish the credibility or existence unless it has been disproved. So it is to describe the apparent nature of something upon initial observation. The word has its origin from Latin. Let's move forward to understand better by taking some examples. So the inclusion of a man's name on the birth register as the child's father is the prima facie evidence of his paternity. So the birth register is an important document, and on this register, Mr. X is named as father of Y. So this is a prima facie evidence that X is the father of Y, and no further documentation is required to prove this unless there are some other evidences to prove it, and this particular thing has been disapproved or shown or proved to be wrong. So on the face of the document, you are sure, or there is a first impression that X is the father of Y. So this is the prima facie evidence of his paternity. Let's see example number 2 for better understanding. The dearth of women on the staff constituted a prima facie case of sexual discrimination. The number of women employees and the number of male employees. If you consider the total number, if the male number is more than that of the female, it shows a prima facie. The numbers are sufficient to prove that in the organization there is sexual discrimination and the men are given preference over the women. So this is a prima facie evidence that there is sexual discrimination in the organization by appointing less number of women when compared to the male employees in the organization. Let's move to example number 3. The findings of the commission were to be prima facie evidence in any court proceedings for the enforcement of its orders. So there are situations when the court will appoint commissions for further investigation of the matter, and such reports given by the commission, reports, or you can call them findings of such commission, will form prima facie evidence for the court for giving its final enforcement order. So the investigation of the commission will be treated as prima facie evidence. So prima facie means nothing but on the face of it, at the first sight, what is the presumption that is prima facie evidence, and no further examination or any document for proving the credibility is required until there are other certain documents to prove that this is wrong or the matter that you are considering has been disapproved or rebutted by submission of some other documents. Right? So it means on the face of it and based on the first impression, or which is self-evident. This was the maxim for today.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can check for the other legal maxims in the description below. And yeah, please let us know in the comments box if you understood the legal maxim. See you in the next video with another legal maxim.